Oh, speaking of money, speaking of millions, I always get a little extra charge out of the legal stuff, especially when it's got 66.6 million in play. That's apparently under Florida law, the end result of what Amit Patel may have to pay them after stealing 22.2 million. According to the reporting that I saw from ESPN.com, there's a provision in Florida law that allows the damages to be tripled when this sort of embezzlement happens. And by way of rewind, Patel essentially admits to embezzling over $20 million from the Jaguars, and the bulk of it went to gambling. $20 million to FanDuel, $1 million to DraftKings. Patel has pleaded guilty, and from the admissions that he's made as part of his guilty plea, the Jaguars have taken that and they've fashioned a civil complaint. Remember, when wrongdoing happens, there's two sides of the legal system to think about: criminal and civil. Someone's rights were violated under the civil laws. You can get compensation that way. So the Jaguars have sued Patel for 22.2 million times 3. Now, unless he wins the lottery at some point in his life, it's kind of hard to imagine the Jaguars getting very much. Presumably, he stole that money and pissed it away and had nothing left when it was all said and done. I don't know what assets were remaining in his FanDuel account or in his bank account or his property or whatever. But this is a way to get whatever he has left. You're still not going to get 66.6 million. I think, and I don't know this, but this is just connecting dots. We'd already seen the report weeks ago that the Jaguars had asked FanDuel to reimburse them all or some of the money that Patel had embezzled. And I remember thinking, yeah, good luck with that. These companies that make their money by taking in money aren't very keen on giving money out, especially when they don't have a legal duty to do so. And I had an item at PFT a couple of weeks ago about a problem that FanDuel's parent company got into in England, because in England, the regulations are a lot more stringent about, for example, noticing that this person who would have no reason to have access to $20 million suddenly has a $20 million account and is a high roller. Signs of problem gambling, signs of embezzlement, theft, fraud, anything that would be funding an excessive amount of gambling. And as the article said, I think it was a Bloomberg article, Bloomberg or Reuters, the notion that there's a fine line between VIPs and problem gamblers. Because the reason you're a VIP isn't because you bet big. You're a VIP because you lose big. Because anybody who bets big is going to lose big. The whole system is designed to screw you as the gambler. But there are some people who love the rush so much and have so much money they don't know what to do with it. I can either build a super yacht or I can just be a high roller and get treated like a big shot. Yeah, they love you because you lose. So at some point in England, the laws require these sports books to, open their eyes and see what's going on here, to not turn a blind eye. In the law, you will hear from time to time standards based on what someone knew or should have known. Is there enough happening that you should know that there might be a problem? So my point is this. I think that maybe this lawsuit is intended to get Patel to now, via what's called a third-party complaint, push the responsibility onto FanDuel and or DraftKings by arguing you need to have procedures in place to spot problem gambling, to spot potential embezzlement and fraud and theft, and you need to cut people off. They cut them off when they win. We know the technology exists because if you are really good at gambling, you're done. But if you're really bad at gambling, it's gimme, 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 gimme. Oh, keep it coming, keep it coming, keep it coming, keep it coming. No matter what evidence there might be to suggest, I don't think this is his money. This might not be his money. Don't ask, don't tell. See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. Give me money. Could be a fascinating case. Could be groundbreaking. And there's two ways. And I'll tell you a secret. This is why big companies hate lawyers. And, you hear a lot of talk about regulation, too much regulation. You know who you hear that from? You hear that from the companies that have to spend money to comply with the regulations aimed at helping the little guy. So you can have regulation through governmental action, legislation, agency regulations, etc. And you can have regulation that comes from the civil justice system, where independent lawyers decide what you did to my client is wrong, and I'm going to hold you accountable under the theories that are available to me, under statutes, common law, wherever I can find it. And that's where the regulation can happen, even without the government actually doing it. That's why big companies hate lawyers. They hate lawyers because creative, smart, passionate, and motivated lawyers will prove when you're wrong. They will hold you accountable. They will go to a FanDuel or DraftKings and say, you know what, this is your fault, because you should have realized this guy doesn't have $20 million lying around or laying. We went through that a couple of weeks ago. Somebody emailed me and I didn't bother to read it. He didn't have 20 million lying or laying around. It had to come from somewhere. And at some point, when all this money's flowing in, under the same technology that allows you to say, hey, this guy's winning too much, no more betting for him. Hey, this guy's losing too much, no more betting for him. So I don't think the Jaguars feel comfortable going after them directly because they give a lot of money to the NFL. It probably would be frowned upon at 345 Park Avenue to sue DraftKings or FanDuel. This may be a roundabout way of doing it. And I suggested last night when I wrote about this, it's a pretty simple agreement. You say to Patel, here's what we'll do. You'll cooperate with us and you'll sue them. And we'll take whatever we get from them and whatever you might have left, we'll take that and we'll leave you alone after that. After you serve your time, you come out free and clear. You don't have to worry about, if you do win the lottery, you don't have to worry about us coming and getting any more money. You're the conduit to let us do indirectly what we can't do directly. Anyway, that isn't mentioned in the ESPN report, but I have a feeling that's the next step. He'll have 30 days or thereabouts to respond to this complaint. And I'll be surprised. I was going to say I won't be surprised if. I'm feeling strongly about this enough now to say I'll be surprised if he doesn't file a third-party claim against FanDuel and or DraftKings under this theory that, I'm kind of percolating, and I'm sure there's a lawyer out there that's already done the work to show that there's a legal duty by these sports books to recognize when someone is spending so much that you have reason to at least press pause and explore where this person's getting this money before you just keep taking it, and then say, well, I don't know. He told me. You authorized us to take bets. We're just taking bets. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.